Hey, what's up? It's TJ here, dad, self-improvement enthusiast, and a serial entrepreneur. Hope you guys are doing well. Today, we're going to talk about being present. What does it mean to be present? And in my last video, I was talking about the idea of being present and also talking about like this kind of social media game where it kind of hinders you from being present. Just being, really distracted from what's going on around you. How do we alleviate ourselves from that, and what does that look like? I saw it this week it's been like a series of things going on that kind of related to the same topic, and I kind of wanted to dive into that a little bit deeper. One of the things, like, just about being present, like it's like what is being present, and then we look at our lives, and I think today's average life is very distracted. You wake up, there's a ton of notifications hitting you as soon as you wake up. Your phone is going off, you're getting emails, you're getting messages from Instagram, all types of things. Just so many distractions. TikTok, everybody's sending you TikToks, right? I don't know if it's just you. I don't know if it's just me, excuse me, or if you're experiencing that as well. But people just be sending. So it was so bad for me that I had to delete TikTok because people were sending me so many TikToks, and it's like, yo, I kind of just need to like focus on what I'm doing. Then you go down this rabbit hole of TikToks, and you're completely distracted from what you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to be at. But what does it mean to be present? In my opinion, being present is this idea of only focusing on the now, and this idea of being nowhere else but with the people that you're with. And I think it's twofold, right? You can be present in the sense of being around and being with the people you are with, or you can be present in your own being, right? Like being present in the journey that you're on, like understanding that I am here now, and I am grateful for where I am, and I'm not thinking about the future, or I'm not thinking about what tomorrow or next week or next year has for me. I'm thinking about what I need to do right now, and that's it. I think there's a lot of power in being present, and that leads me to like understanding like why it's important to be present. So when you're around people, family, friends, whatever, being present in the moment allows you to actually have experiences with them, actually have interactions with them that go deeper than just existing. I don't know if you've ever been around people who just exist. They're there at the dinner, but they're on their phone the whole time. So you can't even talk to them. You can't even communicate with them. You can't even connect with them. And being present with people allows a deeper connection. It allows, your opportunity to create memories together. It just allows you to be more connected with the people around you. And I think there's a lot of lacking in that. And I think that's honestly the most important thing, we have to offer for the people around us. Now, that's in the sense of being present with the people around you, family, friends. I think it's important because, you only have a limited amount of time with them. You only have a limited amount of time to live this life and to be existing with other people around you. Why waste that time being somewhere else? And I think a lot of the greats actually do this. A lot of the most influential people, they talk about the idea of being fully present and listening to the person who was in front of you, making sure that person feels like they're the only person They're the only thing that is in front of them. They're the only person who is important at the moment. In that sense of connection is where you find meaning, you find deeper relationships, and you find the ability to really understand the things around you and really learn from people. But also, why is it important to be present in your own being? And when I say your own being, I mean like your own journey or your own path that you're walking. And a lot of times, social media has really contributed to the idea or just the existence of just more jealousy, more more existing in the outside world, seeing what other people are doing, that may or may not be true on social media. And that has, shifted us to not be present and be in the place of like not being grateful of where we are. You are where you are on your journey. They are where they are on their journey. I should not be looking at that, and seeing like, or being displeased with where I am, right? I may be where they are in the future. I may not be. I may be somewhere else. And so, like, being present in your own being is important because it allows you to understand that today is what's important, not tomorrow, not next week. What's important is what I do today, what I accomplish today, and putting that energy into today will get you to where you're trying to go. And so I just went to I went to the post office the other day, and I ran into a lady at the post office, and it was an interesting conversation because I came in, I had all these packages, I had all these boxes, I was holding these boxes, and I was lifting them out the car, putting them on the wagon, pulling them in, and we got DVCO got a ton of orders. It was like over 100 and something, or 110 or so orders that we had got. And it was like over 400, it was like 500 units that we sold. And you guys went crazy. And so like I'm lugging them things in, I'm dropping them off, and a lady happened to stop me on my way out, and she was like, "What are you selling that you are getting all these orders?" And I told her what we were selling, and fitness clothing, and we sell shirts and other things. And she was talking about her own journey, like, hey, well, like, what do I need to do? I'm kind of stuck in this area here. And she was telling me about some licenses that she needed to get, and I realized that her mindset was being blocked by future obstacles that she hadn't reached yet, right? She was so worried about the things that she needed to do and have in place that she was reluctant to get started. And so my advice to her was just to start now, and don't worry about the things that are not yet a problem yet. And they may not ever be a problem. But when they become a problem, that's when you take action, And so the problem that she has right now is just getting started. Like, you have to get started. And once that obstacle comes up, maybe someone says, "Hey, I'm sorry, but we need to see your license." Okay, I'll go get my license now. It's if someone never asks for it, or that it never becomes a problem for you, or you may not, it may be something that you don't even need. And there are so many things that we trip up on. A lot of the businesses that I've started, people will say, "Hey, you need to make sure you have this paperwork and that paperwork and that paperwork." Well, that's going to cost me this much and that much, and I haven't made a dollar yet, right? So I'm hung up in all these different. Why don't I just start? And then when that becomes a problem or that becomes an issue, I'll address it then. When it becomes something that I really need to focus on, I'll address it then. But I'm not going to get hung up on all these different things that are going to deter me from getting started. They're going to keep me from taking the first step and taking action. And my advice for her was just, like, hey, just get started. Don't let that stuff hang you up. Don't stop because you are questioning this and that. I said, call them, find out what they need from you. Don't try to figure it out on your own. Call them, get them on the phone, ask them the question, hey, I noticed that you need this requirement. Where do I get it from? How do I get it? Do you have any resources for me to get it? And I was like, just get it done and get started. And I just realized that a lot of people get hung up on that. And so what actually came from this week was a quote that I wanted to share with you today. It was from Jim Carrey. And so Jim Carrey, man, he's just such an interesting character. He's had an interesting life. But I'm going to play that quote now.
To be able to keep a good energy, because most of the energy people lose is because they're future traveling in their brain. Right. And I'm really nowhere but here. Being in this moment frees you from the entanglements. It's just, to me, it's like all discomfort is caused from future time travel. Yeah. Trying to fix the future.
So just that idea right there, right, is, he's saying that being in this moment frees you from the entanglements of the future. And that's so true. It's like the entanglements that we see that are, may or may not exist. The future has not happened yet. The future is not here yet. And I'm wasting so much of my time and my energy on something that doesn't exist. It's not even here yet. And so, like, we end up wasting our energy on the future and on the things that may not happen yet. They didn't happen yet, hasn't happened yet. And I'm wasting my energy on something that doesn't make a difference. So, and also, it's not something that I can fix, right? You can't fix the future. You can only fix today. You can only put your energy and your mind and your efforts into today. You can't put energy into the future. And the only way we do it is in our mind. We waste all that energy in our mind, and then we're exhausted to even take action today because we've put so much into, what may happen tomorrow. And so my question is, what happens when we shift that energy? We stop putting it in the future and we start putting that energy into today and start focusing on what we can do today and not what we may or may not have to do tomorrow. And that's, I think that's something that, I struggle with when it comes to just, some of these things that I try to do. They look like, huge mountains. And they look like huge, like, problems that I have to solve. And really the problem that I have to solve is today, right? The consistency of today, the to-do list of today. What are the things that I can get done today that will set me up to be okay tomorrow, right? And so focusing in on those things and understanding what that is, and not looking at the huge, bigger picture so much, but looking at the smaller, bite-sized pieces that are, not overwhelming, that are not going to deter me from, moving forward, or not going to, just drain my energy and make me, have just no capacity to do what I need to do today. So I noticed that those are things that, I need to work on. One, consistency. I need to be more consistent. how can I be more consistent? How can I be more, mindful of the present? And so I wanted to give you some tips of how to be, more mindful, how to be, you know, more present, and what I'm going to do, actions that I want to take moving forward to be more present. So we're talking about mastering the art of being present and focusing on the now, focusing on focusing your energy on today. So the first tip is to be in a state of mindfulness and in a state of meditation. This could be, reading your Bible. I actually have a book that I've been reading. It's a Christian book that takes thoughts from the Bible and excerpts from the Bible, verses from the Bible, and puts them into actionable steps for men. And I'll share that book. But that's something that we need to do daily. We need to start daily practicing, a few minutes of just mindfulness, a few minutes of meditation each day, reading a book, making sure that we are focused on, ourselves and what we need to do to get to a place of success for today. And that few minutes of reading that book, or just thinking of what I need to do, praying over people in my life, praying over myself, praying over just praying for the energy and the ability to do what I need to do today is important. But also just, being able to have some peace and quiet, no phone, no distractions, and really understanding like what do I need to do today? What daily activities are going to put me at a better place tomorrow? And so that's where we go into this next tip is to set daily intentions. We have to be intentional about our day. We can't be in this, this like la la land of like, oh yeah, I'll just wake up tomorrow, or I'll wake up today and just do whatever I want to do, and then hopefully I get to my goal. We have to start at, what's the bigger picture of what I need to get done, and then break those down into, daily routines and intentions that are going to give us a clear, mindset, a clear objective, and a clear goal to achieve. And so, begin your day with, setting clear and positive intentions. And then this could be something like, today I'm going to focus on my work, and I'm going to enjoy some moments with my family. And, you can actually alternate days. I actually have, multiple things going on in my life. And what I've done is broken that down into different days. Okay, this day I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to focus on this aspect. And I'm also going to focus on spending time with my family. And so having those daily goals, it could be 2 to 3 specific or specific achievable goals that you can achieve today. And that's going to also build, your confidence. It's going to build one consistency, but also build your confidence in the fact that, okay, I knocked out these things, and I was able to achieve these things today. Being able to write those things down and understand that those are things that you can get done and achieve. And this can help you direct your focus and energy on today and the present. Now, the step number 3 would be making sure we prioritize and plan. So we talked about, setting the daily intentions, and those are things that we want to do that day. But, you do need to create, to-do lists, time blocking, create a system that's going to allow you to actually get things done throughout the day. Now, for me, it's 6 a.m. and I'm filming this video. And so I've set aside some time this morning to make sure that I got this video done. And later on, I'll make sure I spend some time with my family. And so time blocking and actually, setting intentions for different parts of the day is important. So prioritize what's important. I like to put things into a order that is from, most important to least important. And so I go through that list of things that I need to get done, right? In that order, from most important to least important. And that allows me to focus on, like, okay, I'm putting all of my energy and effort on the things that's most important today. If I don't get the last two things done or the last one thing done, it's okay. I can do that tomorrow because it wasn't, our priority today. But understanding what those priorities are really important to make sure that we're staying on track and we're being present. And then we want to limit our distractions, right? We want to make sure that we are not on the phone so much. And that's one of the reasons why I deleted TikTok, right? I deleted TikTok because it was just something that I just could not control. I had no self-control. I had no, like, it was just, I was on it and I was spending hours on it. And honestly, after deleting it, I have spent so much more time, on creating content. And instead of consuming it, I've been creating it. And so you want to set some times to eliminate social media. So there may be a time, and let's actually think of it in the other way so that it's more positive. Set some time to have social media and, make some time available for social media so you can consume it, get the laughs out that you need, watch some of the TikToks that you want to watch. But you want to have time for it, but you want to limit the time. You want to make sure that you're not overindulging in it. And that's where, if we limit our distractions and we create a workspace where you're free from unnecessary distractions, you can really focus your energy on the things that you need to get done. You can have social media and, be productive. And the way you do that is making sure that you have a priority and you have time slots for you to consume that stuff. But not having a priority, not having time slots for it allows you to just do it all day. And if you really look at the time that you're spending on, social media, could you be spending that time somewhere else? I think the answer is yes. And last tip I have for you is to make sure that you practice gratitude. Okay, so this is a whole another topic for me, and I'll talk about this in another video, but just having the gratitude, like understanding where you are and being grateful for where you are today is so important. And I need to make a whole nother video on this, but making sure that you journal and write down the things that you're thankful for, write down the things that you plan to do. I've gotten in the habit of writing down my goals, writing down what it is that I want to accomplish, and also though writing down the things that I have accomplished and repeating those things over to myself and let myself understand, hey, you've come so far. Like, and God has really blessed you. God has really blessed your family. God has really, given you so much, and being grateful for what I have been given, understanding that, those things can be taken away from me at any time, and understanding that, like, we have an opportunity here to do something with what we have been given. And are you going to take advantage of that, or are you going to just let that slip away and be ungrateful for what you have? And I will say this, the times where I have been ungrateful have not turned out so well for me. Taking a moment to thank someone in your life for where you are today. My mom, my dad, thank you for, pouring into me. My mother-in-law, father-in-law, thank you for, allowing me to be in your lives, and thank you for pouring into me and giving me the energy that you have given me, and also being grateful for the things that have gone wrong. Recently, there's been a lot of things that haven't gone my way, and but being grateful for the journey of being kind of drugged through the mud a little bit. Through that, I've been able to understand and be more grateful for what I've been given, because of the struggles that I've had to go through. I now have the ability to be more grateful for what I do have. And so that even being even in the present mindset of like, this is hard. I'm struggling right now. This is not easy. Being in the present moment of like knowing like, okay, this is I'm grateful for the opportunity to struggle, because struggling allows you to be grateful for the times where you're not struggling. It allows you to be grateful for the times where you are doing well. And when I'm in those moments of doing well, I'm going to be so much more thankful, so much more grateful for those moments. And I'm also going to do my best to stay in those moments as long as possible, to be present there and understand the other side of it, right? So that's all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or any other topics that you would like to talk about. You can also follow me on Instagram at TJ Davidson, no I. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.